Wake.Show. As everybody knows, the show needs an intro. This is that intro. Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back, Chris McCarty on the couch just chilling. I don't have anything to rhyme with ouch. All right. Well, I guess ouch rhymes with couch. Welcome to the Wake.Show, everybody, and also good morning to our friends from Single Source Insurance. Let me get that. Let me get that camera angle right this morning. Do. Less Sam, more logo.
There you go. That's fine.
That's what we're going for this morning. Good morning, honey. Good morning, Lauren. That's a joke in my head because I see my wife, Lauren. And then Kurt Schreiner on there, so the honey was to Kurt. Also, Kane, how you doing, Michael? Thank you so much for stopping by. In the studio today, we have Sam Miller from Bake More Pies on the social media tip, and Chris McCarty. How you doing, buddy?
Chilling.
All
What
right,
tip am I on?
You're on the
on the pet the dog tip.
Yeah. Here, let me adjust your camera over there. It turned on me. How you doing today?
Man, I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Hey guys, how you guys all doing? I hope everyone is doing well on your Thursday. Weekend is almost here, guys.
How's the concert?
Yeah.
Woo-wee! It was awesome, man.
Tell me about the Fiona Apple concert you went to last night.
So I love Fiona Apple.
Lord.
So I was at the Lord concert, and it was interesting because it was Lord, and then there was Run the Jewels. Now I'm a big fan of Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels is definitely by far the best rap group that's out right now.
Oh wow! Like
social concept. They talk about the things they're talking about politically, humanitarian. They're just good, man. They're very, very good.
So is the music like in the club banging category or like Commons?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It is a acquired taste. Like the more you listen to it, the more you're into it. It's Killer Mike is a rapper from Atlanta, so he has done a couple of things with Outkast, a couple of songs you can remember hearing him on with them. But they got together, and it's just the music's it's different. It's edgy. It's different. It's unique. It's unique, man. They're very, very, very good, man. Very good.
Right on.
And but it was wild because it's like the music's so different. You got Lord, and you got like Run the Jewels. So you've got like this. You look back, and I was thank you God for being in the second row. But you turn around and you see just like the Run the Jewels people. The fans are diehard fans, right? So they're all standing up. And they're just rapping every single da-da-da-da. And you see the Lord people all sitting down. They're all kind of looking around like, who are these people?
And how do they know all the lyrics?
And they're so into this group. Like, I mean, it's like you're into Run the Jewels. You're into Run the Jewels. Good stuff, man.
Right on.
Yeah, man.
And but did I hear you say you didn't stay for Lord?
Did not stay for Lord.
What happened? You weren't interested at all? Didn't do it for you?
Well, it was my best friend, man, Andrew. From we were 9 years old. And we hadn't seen each other in a while. Of course, the whole thing with Ernest happened. And it was just a moment we just needed to kind of get together. And so we did that. And then it was like, let's just talk about life and try to connect.
Oh, so you decided to chill out, go someplace, have some drinks and chill afterwards.
Like, we kind of needed each other at that moment. So let's go to this concert and then let's just, let's hang out and talk about our kids.
Well, welcome back in. How does this feel, by the way? Because yesterday I rewatched it, or I watched some of the show yesterday. Well, of course, that's what I do when I go out to do karaoke on Wednesday nights. Before I get going, the night gets going there in the 8 o'clock hour, I will, I'll throw up the show up onto the big screen that people do their karaoke off of, right? And so I'm watching it from yesterday, and it was fun to watch because Chris was sitting in the seat there towards the end and whatnot. But in the beginning there was a look in your face, and I want to say, I remember you saying something to the effect of like, it's just weird coming in so many days in a row or getting up so many or something like that. Did you say something like that? No?
I don't remember.
Okay, because I wanted to ask you, like, what's it like to get up? You've now been in here, except for Mondays.
Right.
You're coming in every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So has that been easy, hard, no big deal? You got the little ones?
No, it's actually kind of great too. It's creating a routine.
Okay.
And routines are good, you know. So it's nice. It's nice. I look forward to it. I look forward to seeing you too. It's nice for me, man.
I look forward to
it's fun.
seeing you too.
You know,
Both of you as well, Sam.
Yeah, like I walk in the door and I'm like, I wonder what they're going to be wearing today. Sam's in flannel Thursday.
So I'm in shorts, right? Shorts and a Buccaneer t-shirt.
There you go.
But it's funny because I went to grab because I had blue shorts on and I went to grab the red Buccaneer shirt that I have, but Chris popped in my head. Because I remember the last time that I wore red in here, he noted it stood out.
Oh
to
yeah,
him.
you were fiery, bro.
Like you were like, oh, red. And I was like, what do you mean red?
And look at you all docile and serene, and you're white.
So now I'm like, all right, Chris is coming by. I want to make sure he doesn't
Lots
think
of laughs.
that I'm automatically aggressive just because I'm wearing a red shirt.
I think we should all come in with red shirts and just kind of see what happens.
Feeling like Tiger on a Sunday. We'll get to on this day
And the trivia challenge.
and a trivia challenge.
I think we should do that first
You
because
wanna
I'm
do-
excited about it.
Well, we have a format around here, Sam. We start this show at 11:11, and the first thing we do is on this day, and then we make sure we get a lot of love to Single Source Insurance. Thank
What's
you so
11
much.
plus 11?
Ding, Fisher.
22, because that's what time it was.
Yeah, we weren't quite on 11:11. Let's go through on this day. Then we'll get to trivia.
Okay.
And so this is how, for those of you just joining us for the first time, this is how this began. Sam a few Fridays ago just was like, "Hey, it'd be funny. I think it'd be fun just to spring a trivia thing on you and chords." And so we had some fun with it a couple days, but he is way too busy to just be popping by the studio all the time. And Sam, I'm getting the sense that this is something you like and want to do every week.
I mean, yeah, I think it's fun.
I enjoy it.
I think it's a good idea.
And Chris right now is obsessed with Trivia HQ. The only reason I'm not with you, buddy, is because I just keep missing it. At 3 o'clock, I'm in the middle of work here. At 9 o'clock,
So you missed The Rock?
I didn't see the Rock thing.
He was
Yes.
good, dude.
Now you said you got to the 8th round.
Yes.
All right. So did you have some
Well, there
free
were 15,
lives?
but there were 15 questions this time.
Okay,
So, they were easier.
that's what I was wondering because I was thinking this would be genius because this Trivia HQ thing, not a sponsor, but you know who is? Single Source Insurance. This Trivia HQ thing is really taking off. They'll have upwards to 1 million people that are
Bro,
playing.
there were 2 million.
jeez.
It was $300,000 was the bounty. Over 2 million people were on it. 83 people split it. $3,614 they won.
Jeez.
Man, and Dwayne Johnson was good. They were good. It was him and the regular guy.
That guy was there too?
Dwayne
Okay.
Johnson's really big. You can see him next to him. I'm like, God, he's massive, dude. Yeah, it was good.
It's the few times that I've played it, which literally is like 3 times, 3 or 4 times, I don't think I've gotten out of the 4th round without having a free extra life. Oh, sorry about that, Sam. Without a free extra life. And so when he texts me back that he got to the 8th round, I was like, holy shit, because these are only 12 rounds and it gets hard. Like come question 4,
Dude, it's rough.
You got to start knowing your stuff. And so when he said 8, I was like, holy crap. Then I thought, wait a second. I wonder, because they did this big promotion with The Rock, if you dumb down the questions a little, in all due respect, if they dumb down the questions a little, because that would suck more people in. Because if they come in and you've attracted all these people because you got The Rock and now there's over 2 million people playing and nobody gets out of the 3rd round, that might deter a lot of people.
How many questions are there normally?
Normally 12.
Oh, okay.
But they did
Yeah,
a
so
special.
that 4th question, 4th and 5th question, the 12th round, they really get a lot of people out.
Yeah,
so but
that's
the
what I'm used to going.
The 15 question one, it was the same around 6, 7, 8. We were like, whoa, okay. Like,
All right.
I'm just gonna guess. you
So
know.
what do you have? Is it just a general knowledge? You have 10 questions. What's going to be the
Yes,
the
it's
parameters?
Trivia questions and answers for adults, so it's general knowledge.
Okay. Right after we get to on this day,
Okay.
with we do a little bit of this first, and there we go. On this day in 1861, the Civil War begins. Ooh. The bloodiest 4 years in American history began with Confederate shore batteries under General P.G. Beauregard opened fire on Union-held Fort Sumter in South Carolina's Charleston Bay. During the next 34 hours, 50 Confederate guns and mortars launched more than 4,000 rounds at the poorly supplied fort. On April 13th, U.S. Major Robert Anderson surrendered the fort. 2 days later, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln issued a proclamation calling for 75,000 volunteer soldiers to quell the Southern insurrection. On this day, in 1860-something, the Civil War began. Do you guys recall that from history, by the way, from your history classes? I don't. You would think that'd be one of those things, how the Civil War began would be one of those things that we'd all just, know. And maybe you guys do. You guys all went, most of you went to college. I dropped out of community college. Now, back to on this day. British repeal Hated Townsend Act.
President FDR dies.
FDR dies on this day in 1945.
1967, Mick Jagger got punched in the face by an airport official. They were being searched for drugs, resulting in them missing their flight.
On this day in 1633, Galileo is convicted of heresy.
Galileo
is convicted of heresy. Let's click on that.
Hearsay. I think that's what it's pronounced. Is it heresy?
It's heresy.
Really?
By the church, yeah. He was a heretic.
Is there another word like that? Because I thought there's a word that's like hearsay or something like that.
Yeah, hearsay is like you heard something. You hear it's hearsay.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
sorry.
That's all right. On this day, 1633, Chief Inquisitor Father blah, 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 appointed by Pope Urban VIII, begins the Inquisition of physicist and astronomer Galileo Galilei. He was ordered to turn himself into the Holy Office to begin trial for holding the belief that the earth revolves around the sun. Convicted of heresy because he was trying to tell people the truth. Good job. Good job on that one.
89, Garth Brooks released his first album.
On this day in 1989, huh?
Yeah.
Garth Brooks released his first album.
First launching of the space shuttle.
Ooh, first man in space. On this day in 1961.
You would think that would be more towards the top.
Yeah, you would think so. Oh, you know why? It's because it wasn't American. That's why it's not in the...
Oh.
First man in space was Russian.
Oh, true.
There was the Vostok 1 Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin becomes the... And sorry for being so disrespectful, sir, to your name.
Alex Civic.
You got it. Nailed it. Nailed it, Sam.
Ooh, Metallica sued Napster
on this day?
Year 2000 this today.
Seems like just yesterday.
Yeah,
old Lars Ulrich was going after Napster.
You remember that?
Napster.
R. Kelly was #1 today. I believe I can fly.
Isn't it amazing how some people can just get away with shit, You think about what he's done. There's videotape of him peeing on an underage girl, right?
Yes.
And his career continues like nothing.
Still going.
I don't know. I think he's definitely dropped off since then. I think R. Kelly's lost a bit of credibility since then.
Yeah?
Oh, for sure.
Well, okay. All right. Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe had sex on tape with an underage girl in the late 80s.
He's chilling.
He seems to be doing all right, too.
It's true. He is doing all right.
All right.
The king is Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
That's the king of just, I do what I want. And everyone's like, we love you, dude. Nelly was arrested 2015 on this day. Traveling across Tennessee, 5 colored crystal-type rocks had tested positive for methamphetamine, as well as small amounts of marijuana and other drug paraphernalia. Handguns were on board.
And that's on this day.
Ooh.
That's on this day. So let's get to Sam's quote of the day. Is your quote of the day what you sent me?
Yes. You got to load it up.
All right, hold on. I think it's this one right here.
You should
I should do what?
Maybe take the single source off just for the quote of the day.
All right, because I don't
want them to.
You don't want to do the part. Well, you know what? In 40 more seconds, their 15 minutes is their first 15 minutes is up.
Okay, perfect.
They get the here we go. It looks good on the old white shirt there. Nice.
Thank you, Single Source Insurance.
Thank you, Single Source. All right, so here is Sam's quote of the day. All right, let me pull this off too, so that doesn't ruin your thing. Let me pull off Single Source Insurance. Thank you so much, Single Source. And click. Oh no, wait, that's not this one. Well done. The unicorn really makes it. Let's see here. like this. Oh, no, you can see us back there. There we go. All right. Do your best today.
I love it.
Yeah, you're so proud of yourself.
I am. It took me like 30 seconds to make.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trivia Thursday. Tonight, join me at Mastery's on St. Pete Beach for a trivia starting at 7 o'clock every Thursday night, 7 till about 8:30. We'll give away 3 free beers throughout the game. First, second, and third place prizes, gift cards to be used the next time you join us at Mastery's. Mastery's, cool. Blind Pass, St. Pete Beach, tonight, 7 o'clock. Now, that's a great lead-in for trivia between me and Chris. Boom, boom, boom.
So how are we? You're both named Chris. So how are we going to do this?
Oh, good one.
Just say Chris. We'll figure it out.
Well, see,
pay attention, Chris.
See, normally what we'll do is use our names as our buzzer. Like if it was Cords and Chris, and I like to use my first name because I feel like if it was Chris and Fisher, you could
do Chris and Fish.
But that you'll hear if we're tied, you'll hear the k before you hear the.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to give up the. All right. How about? We'll just use our names, Chris, and you just have to listen to hear which one it is.
I was going to say, if anything, you could be like Chris, and because we could take the cart out of your names, you could just do cart.
Cart.
All right,
Cart and Chris.
What about Fisher and McCarty?
Nah,
and
no?
Fish.
And Fish.
What's your name?
You could both do Chris. It's fine. I'll hear it.
Or you be Joey and I'll be Roxy.
Fair enough.
All right, call it, Sam. All right, what are our buzzers going to be?
Okay, we'll do Chris and Chris. I'll just listen to it.
All right, Chris and Chris. Your name is your buzzer.
All right.
She's gonna. How many questions? 10.
Yeah, we're gonna do 10.
10 questions. As soon as you think you know the answer, you don't have to wait till the end of the question in order to chime in. And keep that in mind because if you chime in, middle names is a suggestion from Lauren. What's your middle name, Christopher? Andrew, and my middle name is Michael. Andrew and Michael.
That's fair. We both have 2 syllables.
We'll stick with Chris. We'll stick with Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew.
Let me pull this.
Yeah, I would lose a few seconds trying to figure out what I'm supposed to yell out.
Marco. Polo.
Marco.
So keep in mind though, Chris, as soon as if you yell out your name because you want to get in, then she stops asking the question. So she'll stop on that word. If we come in early, she stops right there.
Okay. We could do it where it's like you have a go and you have the first option to answer. You don't get it, then
right. Yeah. And then if that person gets it wrong, the other she gets to finish the question, and the other person gets to steal it.
Okay.
Ooh. Anything else we need to know, Sam?
No, I think we're good.
All right.
Are you getting nervous? Is your stomach
Yes.
It's weird. Like I have this competitive. I'm like, okay.
I know.
It's weird.
All right. You guys ready?
Well,
I guess that just says something about it. I shouldn't say I hate. I'm like, I hate that about. No, I guess it's the way
Don't
we
say
are.
HATE. Yeah, you don't hate. No.
Okay. All right. So are we starting?
Yeah, I was waiting for you. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just playing around here,
All
having
right.
some fun.
Ready? Which was the first nation to give women the right to vote?
Chris.
Yes.
Let's go with France.
Incorrect. Would you like to steal?
What happens if I don't steal? I get points anyways.
Nope.
No,
you don't get nothing.
Do you want to take a guess?
I'm gonna go. I'll go England.
Incorrect. The correct
Canada.
answer is New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, you Kiwis.
Is
Good
it
job.
Lord from New Zealand?
Is she?
It all comes back
might
to
be.
Lord.
Does it say what year? Out of curiosity?
Yes.
What year?
1893.
1893.
See, I'm really
Way
good on my
behind.
1900s history. So if we had been in that, you see your boy. No,
All right. So 0-0 on a race to
it's
10.
gonna be zeros.
Steve Corbin.
1-0.
Steve Corbin said, "This is intense." He says, "Sure it is, Steve."
All right, ready?
All right,
What was John Lennon's middle name?
Chris,
Yes.
Paul.
Incorrect.
Not John Paul Lennon.
I totally should know this.
You should.
And what's sad is I just got an email from them like 5 minutes ago talking about Beetle Week.
John Lennon. John Lennon.
How do I not know this? Isn't this Julian? It's not Julian.
You want to take a guess?
Just fine.
What do you
Okay.
got? You taking a guess?
No, I'm not.
All right, no guess. What is it?
Winston.
Oh, geez.
That's my uncle's name. I really feel bad.
John Winston. All right. Oh,
Hey,
tied, nothing.
Can I have a friend from home be texting me these answers so I can stop looking dumb? Thank you.
Next.
Right. Which is the only country in the world which has a Bible on its national flag?
Chris. Vatican City.
Wrong.
Okay. That is a country, by the way. The Vatican, right? Or is it called the Holy
City's a
See?
country?
I don't know. I don't want to say no because I could be wrong, but I don't think it is. It's not correct either way.
A country with...
Vatican City is the smallest country in the world.
Okay. No, it's not that. Learn something new.
We can hear you stroking the microphone.
Yeah, you're gross. You're throw me off. Jeez, man.
Want to take a guess?
It's so wrong. Ethiopia. That's not Ethiopia.
Ooh, I like that one.
Ethiopia.
Incorrect.
Tanzania.
Incorrect. The Dominican Republic.
Huh.
All right, we are 0 for 3 here.
Yeah, no, Chris, you and I both look like idiots.
I know, right? I'm like, what?
All right, Trivia Tuesdays. Next.
I think we should do next week. I ask the questions, and the week after you ask the questions, so it's always going around.
So she can't just make us look stupid
we
every
don't
week.
feel so stupid in front of our
So Sam
friends.
can look stupid
Right.
too.
Sam's like, yeah, like she's putting us out of this sissy place we're sitting in.
All right.
Okay.
What I want to listen to those guys. They know nothing.
What two colors do colorblind people have the most trouble distinguishing?
Chris,
Yes.
red and blue.
Incorrect.
Chris. Let's go with blue and brown.
Incorrect.
Son of a...
Red and green.
Red and green. Chris, you and I are morons.
Hey, I said red though. I'm feeling
You
pretty
did.
good about myself.
Okay.
What'd I say? I said red and blue. Yeah, I should have thought because blue and yellow make green. Anyways.
All right.
Okay. Which country owns the island of Bermuda?
Chris.
Yes.
England?
Correct.
Oh, thank God.
England knows everything.
About time.
Oh no, I'm behind.
I feel like doing a victory day
It's
lap.
like horse. I got an H.
So we finally got somebody on the board after 5 questions?
Yes.
Oh, jeez. All right, I'm up 1-0.
Okay.
Here we go next.
Which ocean goes to the deepest depths?
Chris.
Yes.
The Atlantic.
Incorrect.
Son of a...
Chris, the Pacific.
Correct.
Damn it.
On the board, bitches.
I thought the Marianas Trench was in the Atlantic. I guess not. All right.
Okay.
You guys need to be quicker on the message board here. You know, your answers are coming in way too late.
Oh my God. All right. Who was the second person to set foot on the moon?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
I was going to make a funny joke answer. R.E.M. had the song, Would You Believe They Put a Man on the Moon?
It's so funny you bring that up. Last night I was cornered by my buddy Andrew, and he said, you and I need to talk about that because he does not believe that we landed on the moon. He does not believe we landed on the moon.
Okay.
And he goes, I want you guys
So
to talk
who's
about
the figure that we all saw jumping up on the moon?
we'll have to get one of those conspiracy theories on.
So we
Okay,
can't.
second-
we
I-
can't
That's
answer.
weird.
because
I had a
I'm
friend named Andrew I was with
haunted.
last night too. Weird.
See the... All right, so the first person on the moon was Neil Armstrong.
Yes.
The second person on the moon was Chris Buzz Aldrin.
I'm going to disqualify because someone has commented in the comments you took too long, and I've been watching them. So I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I can't.
Well, you know that
I
it's not
can't
what happened
do
'cause I
that.
wouldn't-
I
know.
thought it was Buzz Lightyear. To tell
Buzz
you that.
Lightyear is true. I'm not saying you did because I know you didn't
No,
look,
as soon
but
as
I
you said
can't
Buzz
do
Aldrin,
that.
that made, I was like, yeah, it is. It is.
Well, she's right. It's in the comments section.
Yeah.
So
So just
Thank you guys
just to
for
be
cheating.
fair, just to be fair to Chris.
damn it. Good job. Good job, Billy.
It's like HQ.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do now. I'm covering that up, okay?
Okay, yeah, no worries.
So we're still tied
I know you
one
didn't
apiece.
cheat.
No,
I
but I
just
think
want to be
that's
fair.
actually good. It gives, they can play too.
Yeah, absolutely.
fine.
So if they answer
But it
before
took-
we, that's
So that-
fair. They answer
who was
before
that?
we do. That's
I
good.
think
Billy, you won that round.
So right now, it's 1-1-1.
Yeah, Billy's got a point.
Good job, Billy. He just elbow his way into the game. Excuse me.
Okay.
All right.
Which animal is the official symbol of the World Wildlife Fund?
Chris.
Yes.
Chris.
Panda.
Correct.
All right, I'm up
Man.
2-1.
I was going to say bear, but that's good.
Okay. Which was the first daily comic strip to be published in the United States?
Chris. Family Circus?
Incorrect.
The first comic strip to be... All right, so I can't see. You see it's covered up
You're
here.
fine.
So if anybody's
Well,
answering...
they can
I-
jump
fine.
in.
Yeah, they can still
They can
answer.
So
you-
slide in.
You knock yourselves out. I just can't see it right
Yeah.
now. And I got a second, so I can think about this. The oldest comic strip in America. Let's go with Doonesbury.
Incorrect.
What is it?
It is Mutt and Jeff by H.C. Fisher.
Huh.
Hey, your people.
One of my great,
That's like me not knowing a black question. Hey.
Mutt and Jeff. Huh. That was a reference my dad used to make all the, like he would call me and my friend Mutt and Jeff, and I never knew where that came from. And now I know. How many more questions? And I'm up 2-1, right?
Yeah.
You're actually up 2-1-1.
So I was going to just
Thank
have you
2-1-1.
go to 5 at this point because
Five.
the first 5 questions were a draw.
Okay. So it's first one to 5?
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
All right, here we go. Next up, Chris.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. No, that one's not. That one's too hard. Which country has not fought a war since 1814?
Which country has not?
Chris.
Yes.
Canada.
Incorrect.
Chris.
Yes.
Switzerland.
Incorrect.
Damn it.
Sweden.
Sweden. That's good for Sweden.
Good for Sweden.
How'd they avoid World War II? Oh, well.
I'm sitting here like, why am I saying Canada? I don't know. It just felt good. This thing is so docile.
I feel like Canada's right.
I feel like, right?
I mean, yeah.
Look, yeah, they don't fight anybody.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I can told you that 1900s, man. 1900s.
Still 2-1. Chris, all right, so here's what you guys need to put a guess, put a time in. This is what the people watching need to guess on, Chris. What time will one of us win the game? No, we have to first one to 5. What time will it be?
First one, over under.
Over under
12 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 11:50. It just turned 11:50 right now. I think some.
I put my money on Chris because I'm already like, man, I'm just already out. I miss a couple. I'm all right.
Well, it's still 2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's still 2-1. So I say we one of us win this by getting to 5 points by 5 after 12.
I say before 12. Before 12.
All right,
Under
ready?
12.
Next up.
The average human body contains how many pints of blood?
Ooh.
Chris. 42 pints of blood and 2 pints of Guinness. That's what's coursing through my body.
Okay. I'm going to say incorrect on that one.
Son of a...
Yes.
I mean, 42 pints? I'm just kidding. Man, probably a lot, dude. I don't know, dude. I don't
even know what a pint is.
I don't know, babe. I don't know. What is
You
it?
want to guess?
16.
Incorrect. 9.
9.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
That's not, wow. Can't lose a lot of blood, I guess.
Looks like it's going to be after 12. Man.
All right.
All
First
right.
one to 5. It's still 2-1.
How many players are there in a baseball team?
Chris.
Yes.
9.
Correct.
All right.
Wait. That's an incorrect answer. You didn't say on the field. You said on a team.
That's true. I mean, I just read the question.
Yeah, and I'm saying that's
All right.
not.
You're right.
If it was Alex Trebek, he'd be like, that's incorrect. I'm not trying to
She
go
said-
out losing. Let me.
I mean, you're
It's about to be
technically
3-1.
correct. Yeah.
Like, I got to fight.
Do you know how many baseball players are on a team?
Let's see. Bullpen. Man, I don't
Start
know.
counting them?
No, just give him 3 because I
How
still
many?
said below 12 o'clock. So go give it to him.
How many on a team?
On a team, I'm gonna go. There's 9 playing. There's probably 4 dudes chilling. I'm gonna go with a roster of 18 on a roster.
25.
Woo.
25. Billy says 24.
Who's Billy?
The guy that's also playing with you
Billy,
guys.
you still at one with me, dog. Billy, try to slide. You're already in the game, Billy.
Billy's, got a point himself.
Billy almost got ahead of me. You see me get defensive because
Billy's tied with you.
And I was like, oh God. Whew.
So I'm not getting a point for that
away.
I don't know. He's right technically, but
that's fine.
That's a faulty question.
It's a faulty question. So it's still 2-1. Let's go.
I apologize for the faulty question. Okay. Let's see.
Because it'll be hilarious to me if it's after noon.
My friend's like, you always lawyer me, Chris. You're always lawyering. There it was. That's the lawyering.
Fair enough.
Wait a minute.
Which U.S. state is nearest to the old Soviet Union?
Chris.
Yes.
Alaska.
Correct.
That is such a... I was like, yeah, it's Alaska. Good job.
Thanks. Hey, 3-1. Hey, man. We might get there before noon.
The beaver is the national emblem of which country?
Chris.
Yes.
Canada.
Correct.
I know.
Canada.
4-1.
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's see.
For the win.
Yeah. Hg is the chemical symbol of which element?
Chris.
Yes.
Helium.
Incorrect.
Hg.
Oh, man.
Hg.
It's not helium. Oh, clearly. She said no.
Hg. It's not hydrogen. Let's go with something. I don't know. Let's go with. I know it's not lead or aluminum or gold.
Time's running out. Give me an answer.
Argon.
Incorrect.
What is it?
Mercury.
Mercury, son of a gun.
Okay.
Whatever. I said helium, dude. What is helium? Is this
He?
He?
Hydrogen is H.
Yeah.
Helium is He.
Okay.
I'm not happy. I'm gonna go. I'm going home and reading the periodic table over and over and over again until I'm not missing one of those questions again. Son of a. You know what PB is?
P what?
PB, like as in peanut butter.
Yes. Peanut butter's great.
No, it's lead.
No, is it lead?
I think so. I probably should.
Okay.
All right. So where are we? 3. Oh, it's 4-1. I'm
4-1.
Oh, okay. All right. Get off your. Don't you look at.
Dude, I'm gonna try to cheat now.
No. I'm saying don't get focused on that last question. It doesn't matter.
Right. I was going PB.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
You're gonna like this one. What is the chemical symbol for iron?
Chris.
Yep.
Fe.
Correct.
Boom! Shakalaka! At 11:55, we made it. We made it under 12 o'clock.
There you go.
I got one thing. Hey, it was that. I should have gotten the point for messing that incorrect question. Just automatic.
Maribel, correct. Good job.
Good job, man.
Good job, Chris.
Billy.
Wow. For what?
Billy was up there with you.
He was.
Yeah, Billy was destroying it. I can't wait to ask.
You're like, who's Billy?
Where'd you get these questions from?
It's just adult trivia or whatever.
I go back to the first thing I see when I go back, because now I'm looking back at the messages here on Facebook, and the first thing I see is from Billy going, "I'm stupid."
Billy, no, brother.
Billy, I lost fun times. I need to revisit the 7th grade. No kidding. So where'd you say you got these from, Sam?
I just found it on a website for trivia questions for adults.
Hey, Chris, I got a question.
Yes, sir. I have answers.
Greek mythology.
Uh-oh.
Which character was said to die by hubris?
Narcissist?
Hubris.
I'm trying to...
Hubrikides?
No.
What?
I was trying to take...
I know what hubris is, so I'm trying to think.
Think.
The god that died of hubris.
Because he thought he was mightier than the gods.
I don't know.
Icarus.
Because
remember the
wings? Yes. I do know that.
And it melted and boom.
That's right.
Dang, I wish I.
Yeah, see, those are questions I'd be like asking. Those little kind of, now you know.
I do know that, so at least I'm a little happy about that.
Icarus
Icarus
flew a little close to the sun.
Yep.
All right, that's it. Thank you so much for playing trivia with us today.
That was cool, man.
Good job, everybody online. I still think there's got to be a way for us to do our own little trivia game. You know,
we gotta get buzzers on Amazon.
No, I mean like so we can get a sponsor that we give away stuff and we play online. There's got to be.
We just kind of did though. We can figure it out.
That's what I'm saying. There's got to be a way to.
Well, let's not be HQ hacks though. Like, no, you really want to,
It's a trivia game.
Like you can do like at 10 minutes to the hour, we do a trivia thing.
See you, Sam.
You can figure stuff in. We ask 3 questions, and the winner gets.
Hey, Cords.
Cords.
I just did trivia.
Yeah, you just missed Trivia Tuesday. Oh, it's all right.
Hey.
Next week, he's coming up to get power tools. Well, he got something. Oh, he's bringing out the air compressor.
Hey, I've got good news.
You got some good news?
Yes, sir.
All right, you want to grab a mic 3 there?
Sure, I'll grab the mic.
All right. Welcome in Cords Owen, everybody, from Bake More Pies. It is on, I believe.
All right, cool.
All right, what's the big news?
Well, nothing on the calendar yet, but we did talk to a Vinix team who's putting together that streaming network.
Yes.
They're very interested in what we have going on here.
Awesome. We're very interested in being on with them. What do you know about the parameters or I guess the question I'm trying to ask is what is their censorship policy? Because I know some of these networks, they fire up and they want to all be G-rated, That's I
think that's an excellent question for you to ask them when they're here next week.
Awesome.
During the show.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're going to have Vinnick right in here or the people from
I don't think we'll have Vinnick, but we're going to have people from there's about 10 people on their team who are putting together the network, and a couple of them are going to come by.
Well, awesome. Great job. What are you doing with that big-ass air compressor?
So we've got some more sound treatment we're doing in the main studio, and we're going to add some to here too. So we've got the 2 foot by 4 foot Owens Corning Acoustica fiberglass. I don't know what it's like 407. There's some number for it, but basically what it does is it does more sound absorption. It's special insulation designed specifically for sound absorption.
Nice. All right.
So we're building some sound absorption panels. Wow. Got 12 of them we're making downstairs.
Well, I know it's been a little bit since I think the last time you were in here, you were getting your ass whooped in some trivia.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, well, it happened again today.
You passed it my way. I got my ass kicked.
Yeah. I'm ready. I haven't been avoiding you. I'll come back.
All right.
Yeah.
Make sure that we keep it in the history category.
Did you get a chance to listen to those songs yet?
No. Wes hasn't let me hear them yet, but thank you again for doing that.
Yeah, no worries. I can't wait. I'm just excited for you to hear it. God,
yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
All right.
We got a lot of work going on in the studios. Got the lights. You talking about the lights from yesterday?
Oh, I haven't even told it. Yes. So Cords, there was, we're working on the lighting in here. Want to make sure we get everybody lit and not have a huge reflection in the television.
Different kind of lit, Chris.
I was already picking up what you were putting down. Don't worry.
And
I mean, I know trivia, but I know that I can't pick up that.
So Cords, one of the things that always or impresses me about the way that his brain works, it's kind of like in a way, it's almost like the way my wife's brain works. When you come at them with something that you want to do, they immediately start seeing how expensive it is and start coming up with very creative ways to bring that number down. And so he wants to get some good lighting in here, and lighting in this in this industry.
Flashlight. Here you go.
Well, it can be so expensive,
No, it's different than that.
It's very it's a flashlight.
You said bring it down. Like, okay.
No, bring down the cost, but bring the quality. Let the quality be the same.
Right.
Accomplish the same thing.
Right. So instead of spending a grand a piece, or more than a grand on those,
like $1,400 a piece.
So $1,500 a piece on. And what kind of lights were those? You were talking chrome.
Yeah. So the goal would be to have professional lighting, and so what makes lighting in a studio professional is having what they call a high color rendering index, CRI, and so that number can be from 0 to 100, with 100 being equivalent to the sun, with all the range of colors equal to what the sun does. It's the way our eyes are designed, right? So, and also it's the intensity of the light, and you want a bigger light source. So,
and is that the lumens?
Yeah, lumens, exactly. And so
I'm learning stuff.
So what we did was we found a way to get some lights that were a CRI of 82, which is good. It's not amazing, but it's good, and like 8,000 lumens big light sources, 1 foot by 4 foot light sources,
and
inexpensive.
Yeah, and they're what? Those are 6 feet long, 4 feet long,
4 feet by 1 feet, and flicker free, LED. But
yeah, because
really
the way when I first saw them, because they come in fours, this rack of fours, and they look like fluorescent lights, and I'm thinking, man, that's just not going to be right. But he turned them on. I'm like, well, that looks really good, and that's because they weren't fluorescent lights.
Yeah, exactly. And it's similar. If you know anything about video or photography or whatever, it's similar to what they call a Kino flow.
Okay.
But it's kind of like a homemade version of a Kino flow using some of the modern lighting technology they have.
So instead of spending $1,400 a pop, you spent under $100.
Under
right?
100.
Under 100, including the bulbs.
Including the bulbs.
Nice.
Kino flow. CRI stands for
KINO. Oh, CRI, color rendering.
So we just and how did you lose in trivia?
Not enough questions about Kino flow.
Man, this is great. Kino flow. It's color red. I'm like, man, all right.
He's like, he's staring at me like, not again, not again.
Questions.
We can throw down. We can throw down some trivia.
I see that.
You're ready.
Chris, you want to go pull up some trivia?
I'll just start doing just stuff that I know. Let's just do that. That's fine.
Wait, what?
Well, hold on a second.
Chris McCarty trivia? Like
Okay,
just off the
let's
top
try.
of your head?
Sure, let's do 5 questions.
Okay,
I like it.
Let's see what happens.
Chris, I don't think you have 5 questions in your head.
What are you talking about?
Snoop Dogg.
The level of okay, the first level of the sphere when you're leaving the Earth, and
The lowest one?
The lowest
Chords.
one. What is it?
Chords.
Troposphere.
Wrong.
The stratosphere.
I think the stratosphere is above the troposphere.
Okay, well, I just
Let's
figured
look it up.
I gotta run with that because as soon as I said it, I was like, "Motherfucker, I don't remember this." I was like, "I think it's stratosphere." I'm gonna remember stratosphere. He said, "Nope, it's just wrong." It's what I say.
could be wrong.
Chords is right.
I could be wrong,
No,
but yeah.
no, I think, but you might be right. I thought it was stratosphere. Clearly, but
The level of spheres?
Just do atmosphere. Yeah, so atmosphere gradient or whatever, right?
Atmosphere. Gradient. Let's see.
Atmospheres, yeah.
atmospheres. Here we go.
All right, the highest. Let's see. The mesosphere is the highest one. The atmosphere of the Earth. Let's see here. Now I'm going to search for troposphere.
The lowest region in the atmosphere is the troposphere.
There we
see
go.
it?
Troposphere.
I got it right.
So you got it right.
All
See,
right, good
that's what
job.
I'm saying.
So you have any
All right,
other
so
questions we have to look up?
all right, so
1-0.
we're gonna do incorrect trivia by me. That's how we're gonna do it. It's
It
called
makes it
incorrect
harder because you
trivia
have to
see if I'm
also-
right.
yeah.
Exactly. So we're just gonna
You're
throw out some
competing
stuff.
against the judges.
I like that.
So all right. So
It's
I'm thinking of another one.
trivia as Chris recalls it.
Yeah, I like that. That's this is really great.
What color is the sky? Blue? No.
We're gonna
It's
go.
yellow.
We're gonna go. How many underage women did R. Kelly do his thing with? Again,
Like convicted or?
How many? The total number
Chords,
of
I'm
girls.
gonna guess.
All right, go ahead.
103.
Okay.
You mean the tinkle,
Yeah.
that thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to Price is Right you and go with one. One. You got to look that up too, Chris?
Absolutely. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. Funny stuff. Like everyone knows about it. Here we go. 2. So you've got the one that he was messed up a 14-year-old with that, but he was said to mess
Those are
with
the
Leah
only
when
ones
she was
that
14.
have, admitted
Yeah,
it.
he was said to mess with Leah when she was 14. So there's 2 14-year-olds. Look at that.
Really.
All right, we'll do another one. We'll do a fun.
What's your favorite? What's your
No,
favorite piece of trivia? Chords. It's hard to come up with those kind of things on the spot.
I don't know. I mean, I like the physical science ones,
Okay,
and history
well,
and all that. That's fun.
Who killed? Who killed? Yeah, who killed JFK?
Lee Harvey Oswald. Not including the person on the grassy knoll.
I was gonna say they're saying that it's
Cubans.
Exactly. Yeah.
Who killed John Lennon?
I don't remember that guy's name.
Oh, you're
wait,
you're
hold
not
on,
saying
hold on.
chords. Thank you. You got to say chords.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is because you got a couple of answers right now. You're all just huffing and puffing. I'm just gonna change the rules. No. Do you know who killed John Lennon?
That wasn't Sirhan, was it? He killed somebody. I don't think it was John Lennon, though.
I think you're right.
That might have been Robert Kennedy.
No. Oh, you might be right.
Fenton Bresler.
I don't even know that name.
Oh,
So
wow. I don't
he's
even
been
remember.
stumped. Okay, stumped. We go. So you like
Now, can you look up who Sirhan killed?
Yeah.
who what?
Sirhan. Who killed
Sirhan.
Harvey Oswald? Who walked up to Harvey Oswald live on television and killed him? I don't remember his name either. I was hoping you would get that one, Cords.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Hey, Siri.
All right, one more.
All right.
We probably got the people in the
right,
comments
let me think.
feed are killing us right now.
Yeah.
Jack Ruby killed Leon.
Jack
Gosling.
Ruby, there you go.
All right, so we'll do one more. Something good. Tell me something good. I know. There's so much just swirling in my head of just random.
You can look it up on your phone.
Okay, what child did I have first, a boy or a girl?
I think your little boy is older.
There you go. See how quick and easy that was easy. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know? You were gonna say girl.
Yeah, of course. No.
I'm kidding.
All right, fellas, I gotta go.
right.
I'll see you. Have fun.
Of
Boris,
course.
thank you for stopping
Just
by.
get him out of here. I don't know. What do I have first? He's like, he does not have time to talk. What kid do you have first? I gotta go, dude.
Welcome to
Make that money, Cords.
well, welcome to McCarty Make Shit Up Thursday.
Hey, man. And then we all survived.
We all survived it.
So we know that I will lie to you and be like, yeah, that's not right. You're not right.
This is something that my wife sent me this morning, posted online. That I bring up. Let's do this so I can make it bigger for you guys to read. So this is a post coming from Casita Tequera or Taqueria, and they sponsored this. They put some money behind it. It goes, we want to share this message with you to see if we can locate the people who are mentioned in this post. This was at our Central Avenue location. She would like to personally thank those who helped her husband that day with life-saving techniques. You can PM us, and we will share your info. It's great to know that there are still good people in this world. So here is the here's what happened. I am profoundly grateful to the patrons and staff who offered aid and support after my husband went into cardiac arrest in your courtyard Saturday, March 24th. An off-duty EMT and a woman trained in CPR administered the technique in the critical minutes before the ambulance arrived, and their quick response, I believe, saved his life. Hold on. I think I'm tearing up already.
Is that too loud?
No, that's fine, man. Don't worry about it. Courts was wondering if it was too loud. Yeah, it was too loud, but don't worry about it.
All right. It's the boss. I went and told him.
It's
It's
your-
like, no.
It's his building.
A troposphere. You're good, dude.
You do whatever you want. You can run that damn thing right in this room. We're not going to say anything. Get back to my crying now. He recovered in the emergency room but remains in the care of Bayfront ICU staff to this day. I would like to personally thank the people who perform CPR but do not know who they are. If you do, I would love to buy them lunch. For the one they missed that day, and a new shirt for the one that they ruined that day. Please, if you know their names, please let me know. Your patrons and your staff were superbly skilled, completely supportive, and absolute blessing to us on that day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that was a message that they sent to this restaurant. Have you been to Casitas yet? Casita Taqueria?
But I will go because I know that I won't die.
So,
man,
man,
I'm gonna be all right.
I am such a softie. I'm such a softie.
Are you really crying?
Well, I did. I teared up. I can't help it.
I love that about you.
These are the kinds of things that'll get me a little teary-eyed when I see, humans being good to each other,
Wait, let me try to keep the tears going. I'm telling you about some of my story. That's something like that.
We got to talk about your alien story, too.
But that's not going to get you teary-eyed.
All right.
My story. So,
All right.
So,
Go ahead.
all right, so it's in the morning time, and we're driving, and we're at the Walgreens, right? And dropping a lady friend off at the car, and I see this in my peripheral.
Do you remember her name?
Of course.
Okay.
So I just see like this, like right. I see that right, like in my peripheral, this is body fall. I'm like, oh snap! So like stop at the wall. So the scene is there's the entry to the place, right? So he parked in like this handicap spot. So he's at the very edge, and there are these bushes, right? This dude falls right down there. So anyone behind this side of the car doesn't see him fall. So no one sees him here. There's no one over here. He's just on the ground. So I run up. Dude's having a seizure. Oh. My kid Johnny's watching this happen. So I'm like trying to keep the guy together, and I see this one person. I'm screaming, call the ambulance. He just kind of looks at me, and I'm like, call the ambulance now, that kind of thing. Next thing you know, it's like a sea of people, and the dude, it felt like it was going to be like this. His eyes turned gray, and I was like, "Oh no, my kids are gonna watch this guy die." And I can just remember, just immediately, just going into prayer, "Thank you, God, for making him. Thank you, God, for bringing him through. Thank you." And I remember screaming, "You're gonna wake up now! You follow me now!" That kind of thing. Eyes come back, so he's back. He's breathing. It's good. We get done, and I just bounce. Didn't stay. Ambulance came, and they were there. I'm just bounced. And I guess 4 weeks later, I came back in hey, did anyone see what happened to the guy? Oh my God, you're that dude. What do you do? I said, I'm a musician. They're like, you're a musician? Yeah. You're not an EMT because you seem like that's what you do. I was like, nah, man. I feel like we all have this thing inside of us that when tragedy happens, I don't know what it is. We just snap into being that, save the day. So I don't know. I just figured I'd tell you that story and see if I can get you to cry. And
it was a great story.
No tears.
No tears in that one, but a good story. Good story of humanity. Put it in a Facebook post, and I'll read it and then start to tear up. All right, let's talk about
sex, baby.
Well, I want to just run through some of these things because I want to talk about your alien story. I also want to ask you about some conspiracy stuff. Like I said, my buddy Andrew last night, one of the security guys out at a park and rec, had a long conversation with me about a lot of things, and he is. He doesn't think that 9/11 was as what we think it is.
I agree with that.
Okay, all right. So we'll come back to that here in a second. Doesn't think that we landed on the moon. All right. So what is this? I don't really want. I think that was a. All right. So a couple of headlines that I wanted to grab today. I should go ahead and pull up stuff you should know. Is here we go. Here, take that little bad boy out. And do that. All right, so free coffee at Wawa today. It is their birthday. So anytime today, just swing by. And I wish I knew I'd have known this morning. I would have swung in there and I got free coffee. But I feel like anytime there's stuff free like that, you should let people know, take advantage of it. Yeah. Let's see. Headline: Far fewer Florida killers are sentenced to die after courts require unanimous juries. I don't know if you guys recall this here in the state of Florida. But last year or the year before, they said it was unconstitutional to put people to death without a unanimous jury. So if there's 12 people there and 8, I can't remember what it was. It was 2/3, 8 out of 12 was good enough. But they basically said it's got to be unanimous. And since that law has gone into effect, obviously things are down. Not as many people being sentenced to death. Do you like that, by the way, Chris? Do you think that it needs to be all 12 people saying, yes, that person should die? Or is 10 out of 12 good enough for you?
I don't know. I think killing someone lets them off easy.
Ooh. All right. Torture those all.
I'm just saying, look, I'm reading over the head. This dude killed 4 people, right?
Right.
And if you kill him, then you get start over. And, he'll learn the lessons in life that way when he goes to the other side. But it's if he's still here, it's kind of dude, what kind of life is that? I'm behind bars? That seems way worse than death.
Well, there's an argument.
I know I didn't answer your question.
Well, there's an argument for that, and not only that, but putting somebody to death is a lot more expensive. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it's a lot more expensive to put somebody to death because it's not as simple as, hey, you've been sentenced, you're going to die, and then you're dead in 6 months. No, the process from that point forward, you always have a lawyer. And in process after process, in the end, it is more expensive to put somebody to death than it is just to keep them in prison.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really believe in death penalty. But it's funny because as a human being, we are. I guess it's in. This is putting a great trivial question, but I think it's in your cerebral cortex. I think it's there's a spot where it for I guess. Say someone kills someone you love and revenge, right? And so there's a spot where we're cool with revenge. We're okay with it, So it's I say now, I don't really agree with death penalty, but if someone did something to someone I love, I might be,
right.
So that's kind of that. So,
Yeah, I think intellectually, what I mean intellectually is, removing the feelings part of myself.
Right.
I'm with you on that one where I think I'd like to see humanity get to the point where no matter what a person did, we don't put anybody to death, But
sorry,
but I'm also, I get it too. Like if all of a sudden I found out something happened to one of my family members, somebody I loved, I would not be as intellectual in that moment. We're like, kill that motherfucker, kill him now, let me at him.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like the humanity aspect versus like the law, and the law, like we all know, like the law is just a little different. Like it's, you put yourself in that shoes, and we're probably going to be saying something differently than we would. So that's, I don't know.
All right. For whatever reason, this guy set off a pipe bomb in Ybor City, put a big hole in the ground. This was 4:25 p.m. yesterday afternoon, the 1000 block of East 17th Avenue. What? And after the cops got a hold of the guy and questioned him, 60-year-old Joseph Caldegrone, they charged him with making, possessing, throwing, placing, projecting, or discharging a destructive device, a felony. But they said he didn't appear to have ill intent. However, quote, even if it was just mischief or a prank, just experimenting, that's a problem. You ever in your younger days as a wily teenager ever try to build an explosive?
Yes.
Build a giant firecracker and set it off? Yeah.
Absolutely.
What kind of device do you remember?
I don't think it was a device. I think it was just like one of those, the small M80s.
Yeah.
And just had them all wrapped up, and we just, and just watch them blow up.
Yeah.
You put things on like Sid from Toy Story. You just watch things blow up, and I don't know, kid stuff. But then you're gonna grow out of it when you're 60. I don't know what that's called.
Yeah, no ill intent. So
but then,
I can understand it. A young man, a young person, you're curious. Like,
you're 60, dude. Like you've seen so much happen in this world. Like how are you gonna act like? Well, I didn't. Like, come on, man. You know how that works.
So you're just doing it just to do it,
right? You're not curious. Like, come on, man.
If he was a redneck out in the middle of somewhere, that they do that crap all the time.
And but you're doing it on Ybor City, right? That's probably just something not right about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. All right, this next one's kind of a cute story. Teen searches for prom date. All right, so a Florida high school student now has a prom date thanks to his coworkers. And here we go. Tanner said he didn't know how to find a prom date, so his coworkers put his name and request on the sign outside. He says he was stressing about his senior prom and expressed those feelings to his coworkers. The next thing he knew, he saw the message, "Here I go again. You saving a life isn't getting me to tear up, but some teenager finding love on a Chick-fil-A marquee, and I get the waterworks." The next thing he knew, he saw the message. Tanner needs a prom date. Details inside. Quote, "I started having people come through the drive-thru. I've started having people offer their daughters up," Tanner said. So I guess he ended up getting a prom date out of the deal. All right, click here to read. Oh, there it is. Click here to read more.
I don't know. I feel bad for the kids whose parents are offering them up. Like this, you gotta make them feel. That kid can't at that point. Like, great, man. Like my parents don't think I can get anything. They're giving me to the Chick-fil-A dude. Like, it can't be good for their psyche and their confidence.
So here we go. It worked. I've got multiple options, and I'm narrowing it down. I think I know who I'm going to take. He never thought a sign outside Chick-fil-A would land him a date or make him famous. Quote, "It's gone nationwide. I have people calling me from Hollywood like, I think it's crazy."
That's crazy. Cool.
That's awesome. Good for him. Awesome. Sorry for my blubbering.
No, I'm just, I'm a little jealous that I can't make you cry, but these guys can make you cry.
That's right. It's, when you're telling the story, it's just that charismatic, soothing voice of yours. I'm not going to tear up at all. I'm having a good time no matter what story you're telling.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And lastly, here we go. Some Black Mirror stuff, Chris.
Oh, I haven't seen it since we talked about it.
Okay, well, no, this is not from Black Mirror, but it's Black Mirror stuff.
Oh, okay.
Could the police replay a murder victim's memories after they die?
Dude, that'd be crazy.
Our memories leave a clear and unique genetic mark in our brains. That's the remarkable discovery of scientists in Israel who say these genetic markers could be used to unlock memories after people die. The technology opens the doors to strange scenarios similar to those portrayed in the series Black Mirror, where investigators can record and play back the memories of suspected criminals. It could lead to a future in which police are able to read and replay memories of the murder victims. to help piece together their death. We are a little ways off from this thing, but last week we did, was a couple weeks ago, we're talking about let's see, what was it? Oh, yeah, that imaging software that were taking brain signals and turning them into pictures. And they're not quite, still got a ways to go, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And then lastly, of mice and marijuana.
What? Did you ever read of Mice and Men?
No, I did not. Did you?
They forced us to do that back in high school.
Yeah,
George and Lenny.
I didn't read. I knew how to read, but I just didn't read.
I hear you.
Because it put me to sleep. I didn't like.
I feel you on that.
I mean, I'm not. When I would try to study or read, as soon as I looked down, I was like,
no, that's how I am on the planes. If I want to fall asleep, just start reading.
Yeah,
I'll fall asleep eventually.
But the of mice and marijuana story, which I lost, but here's basically, I can't remember what part of the world. I think it's out of Argentina or Peru or something like that. But it's a story about how police officers are going to be going in front of a judge.
Are you going to cry?
No.
Oh, okay.
None of this one. I don't think so. Gotcha. A new version of. Remind me later. So they're going in front of a judge because a lot of marijuana has disappeared from impound or wherever it was, and the cop said it was rats. That mice ate the marijuana.
Mice, the man trying to get high, man. He saw some cheese he wanted and said, "Yo, I got a great idea. I hit this. That cheese is gonna taste way better." The mice, man.
So I guess the judge does not believe them.
Right.
And wants to talk to him because, and then the quotes, some of the stuff in the story was that's not even possible. Mice would never eat marijuana. It's not a food source for them. And if they ate that much, then there would be they all be dead, just lying there. So, hey guys, thank you, Nikki.
Everybody trying to get high. I see it.
Yeah. Oh, so did I tell you I finally
aliens.
Oh, that's right. But real, on the high tip, real quick. Finally got my appointment through Dr. MJ. Now, can you help me? So on April 26th, I'm going to go speak to a doctor and see if I can get my medical marijuana card for anxiety and for sleep at night. And but I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to go. Like, I did the thing online, and it never gave me an address. I'm supposed to go to see this one particular doctor. He's based out of Clearwater, but the address on the website for something else says it's North 4th Street, so I'm going to have to figure out.
I can send you, man. No worries.
You can help me out with that?
Yeah. Because, like, the dispensary where you go to, there's, like, I think the hospital.
So I'm going to go to True Leaf then?
Yeah, that's where you're going to end up getting it. But it's right next to True Leaf. Yeah, dude.
And then, so the person that...
the doctor you're going to see.
The doctor's going to be next door?
Actually has a
okay.
I mean, he's got it set up, and that's the one you want to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now...
I'm very excited for you, man. That's awesome.
I'm very excited as well. So now let's talk about aliens. And what made you want to bring this up, Chris?
Want? I was watching the episode on Monday because I wasn't here.
Okay.
Just like you, we watched. And you guys mentioned something about aliens, and I thought it was funny. I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember I haven't told him my alien story."
All right, let's hear it.
I just said, "Oh yeah, I should tell you my story."
Let's hear your alien story.
So we were young, I think like 9 or 10, my brother and I, and we used to sleep on the floor in our bed because kids are weird. Right? Sleep on the floor, and we had this pool. My parents. They did very well, and God was always gave lots of blessings to our family. So we had this, there's like a pool, and we could see into the pool from a sliding door. So the house was a square, and there was a pool in the middle, and then you had like this roof, right? So one night, you know how you can feel people looking at you, right? You look up and someone's looking at you. You can feel that,
right?
So one night, we were laying in the bed, and I looked up. And above, where the screen was, there was this pole, like, a telephone pole, and it's got the light. And there was a figure. It was a green figure, right? And it looked like a moon man, like the MTV Moon Man deal, right?
Okay.
So as a kid, you go, all right, well, let me just, hey, Phil, do you see that? What? Look up. I think there's something up there. And when he looks and goes, that's when, oh crap, like, you're a kid now, we're scared,
right?
My brother and I do not talk at this point. It is what it is, but But I guarantee you, if someone asked him about it, he'd tell you the same thing. Like, oh, absolutely. Yeah, because when he did that validated, like, okay, I do see something. And so you're just scared, staring at it, right? And you just feel like it's looking at you. But your kids, you fall asleep. Wake up, look right up outside, and it's outside. Okay, nothing. And, we told our mom, and, of course, she believed us because the way we were like, mom, like, we're kids. We're not going to lie. Make it
right.
Up. And so then the next night, man, you go back in the bed and look up in the spot, and man, it was not there. And I've been for nights kept looking up, and that's something that he and I have been like, what was that? Like, we know what we saw. Our mom saw the fear in our eyes, and let me see if I can grab that thing. Wait, this is over here. Yeah.
So looking back on that, looking back at that day, looking back at that night, you think it was an alien? You don't think that it was some creepy weirdo?
Dude, it was in the air. And,
it was hovering.
It would have been on top of the roof, and it wasn't anything like doing like, it wasn't anything like that. It was just standing still as if it didn't want us to see it, but like we saw it. And we both talk about how that thing knew that we saw it. Like, it was like all people, no one is moving. Man, I'll tell you what, that was some freaky, but he'll tell you the same thing, man. And it just is what it is. That's my story.
Man, I wish. I know other people. My buddy Seth claims that he saw a UFO when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. I wish I would have an experience like. I don't know.
Probably did. You just don't remember.
Yeah.
They mess with you.
My butt remembers. But
exactly.
I don't remember.
I was just about to say. They tested him. Pass it over here, Chris. Yeah.
You got it.
Wait. I'm going to throw it to you. Oh, I went the wrong way. All right, ready? I don't know why that made me think that's so funny.
Oh, that's so funny.
So have you seen an alien? You know any stories?
So
is anybody there?
Steve goes, LOL. I don't know if you saw the comment because my feed glitched, but after your conversation with Drew last night, he called me and woke me up and had an hour conversation about moon landings and aliens. LOL. He said he has a relative who worked at Area 51, and the family member told him, I can't tell you what's at Area 51, but what I can tell you is that there is technology not of this world on the base. Mm-hmm. I'd like to believe that too.
Mm-hmm. So let me say, look, can we ask you a question?
Sure.
Has Elliot and said anything today?
No, he must not be.
He got mad. I wondered that last night. I was like, I wonder if that was going to upset him when I was like, oh, come on. But, we'll see. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow.
I doubt he's upset. I
I hope he wouldn't be.
I know you were just having fun with him.
Of course. But, some people, people get, no.
Right? I think he would have texted me. He would have texted me.
Oh, okay.
Screw you guys.
Right. You know what? Don't have that friend. It was cooler when he,
All right. So speaking of my buddy Andrew, and so you have an alien story. Here's the closest I have, I guess, to something that is strange like that. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I know it wasn't anything. Mm-hmm. Or was it? Mm-hmm. I was in my room. It was a dark and lonely night. Living in the garage. And I got scared. I can't remember what it was.
This.
Those are the roaches.
You heard the sound outside. Sorry, go ahead.
Those are the roaches in my room.
Yeah, you do the story. I'll do the sound effects. That's
it. I woke up and I was scared. One of those, I can't remember if I woke up because of a dream, if I heard something, whatever it was, I was scared. I was too scared to even just get out of my bed and walk over and turn on the light. Mm-hmm. All right? It was really, really dark. And when I looked over at the light, even though it was really, really dark, I thought I could see something. Thought I could see this little like ghoulish, I guess the best way to describe would be like a troll, maybe like 3 feet high or something like that.
Do you remember that movie, Troll?
I do remember. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
The only thing I think I know from that movie is that Jennifer Aniston is
topless.
That's Leprechaun. Leprechaun. You're right.
Sorry,
you're right.
My bad.
So I guess something like would look like a troll, and I remember it short because it was reaching up and had its hand over the light switch.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at it, and I'm not younger. I'm older than 10. I know that I'm older than 10 because that's when I moved into the garage. So I'm somewhere in that 10, 11, 12 range, I think. And so on the other end of my bedroom was one of those what do you call it? The curtain? It's not a curtain, but you know the one that's on the spring. You know, you pull it down and if you go like this, you go poof a little bit, and then it goes right. One of those. So I took my pillow because I'm like, if I hit that thing, I should be able to hit it where it goes, you know,
shoots up.
And even though it's still dark out, I'll get some light in here, you know, because I was scared.
Right.
And so I throw the first pillow, boom, nothing. And I got one more pillow, one more shot at this. I'm like, please, because if I miss on this one, then it's just me and this troll with his hand over the light. So I throw my second pillow, boom, it hits it, you know, and this light rushes in and there's nothing there. Like, oh. But maybe it was an alien there for a second.
Let me tell you a story where you just reminded me when you said hand. I was just telling a friend this yesterday. So my brother was, we were younger, same age, right? So, what's his, you know, he read It when he was, you know, we're young kids reading books we have no business reading. But he was telling me about, you know, It, right? It's just clown Pennywise, and it was just, you know, such me getting into it, like scared or whatever. And so he used to just lie to me and say that Pennywise would like grab your hand when you turn on the light switch, like you just said, right? So for the longest time, like, you know, we had this corridor where the light switch was like around the corner, right? And you know, sometimes it's dark and you're like, you know, you're a kid, you're scared. For the longest time, I thought Pennywise was like gonna get me. Man, how about one time my brother had his hand on the light switch, bro? I reach around, I'm a little kid, I touch the hand, swear to God that was Pennywise. I'm on the ground crying. It's the end. Pennywise found me. He found me. It's over. Oh man, I just remember when you said hand on the, oh my God, that's right.
That is too
That's
funny.
mean, isn't it? That's a good one.
All right, well, let's run through some conspiracies that are out there, Chris, because like I said, I was talking to my buddy Andrew last night, and he doesn't. It seems like he believes in every conspiracy out there, from 9/11 to not walking on the moon to Sandy Hook. We all talked about here, so I'm going to run down some. Did we land on the moon?
I think so.
Okay, so a lot of people think that we didn't, that we staged it because at the time, the arms race and the race to the moon, it would look better in the world for the first person, you know, to get there. So a lot of people think that it's fake. I don't think we faked that thing. All right, next up.
But I will tell you, why not? To a degree. I mean, you know, at first I'm like, no, but I'm like, when you say all that, I'm like, you know what? I could see America wanting to make sure. I could see. Listen, man. Did I show you the subliminal stuff, the messages on YouTube? Didn't I show you that?
The what?
The subliminal messages that the government put for us all to see. And now we talk about conspiracy. I'll show you that. This will be a good conspiracy, but keep going. So, all right, I agree with you. We landed on the moon. Next.
All right. So 9/11. Your thoughts on 9/11?
I think that was something that wasn't what they said.
Okay.
And the main reason is I think that money is crazy. I think that people will do a lot for money. I
agree.
I think that it's interesting when you see a building from up top and you see a plane hit it and it's just chilling, and like the way it fell down. And you know, I've seen like the demolitions and you've seen them just kind of, and they just kind of fall from.
Did you see any of those documentaries like Loose Change?
And I saw, maybe it was Loose Change, where you saw like the flashes go inside the building, and it looks like demolition. So
I did watch Loose Change, and then I also watched, I think it was
Fahrenheit on 9/11. You got to watch them all if you're gonna try to see them.
Oh, I know. I watched a couple of those.
Right. And what do you think?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's some stuff, you know, and I'm not a physicist and I don't know anything about explosives and this and that, but they definitely, you know, you watch it, it makes you go, huh?
Right.
But then I also, I don't know if you ever watched, it was Popular Science or Popular Mechanics. They had their own, so they came out and did their own special and showed you how each one of these things that, you know, could have happened in a non-conspiracy kind of a way. The biggest reason why I don't buy into any of the 9/11 conspiracies, or that it was some grand conspiracy, is because that something like that so huge is such an undertaking, and to have everybody be quiet on it, I just don't think it's a very feasible. So
I say this, man. You know, there've just been so many atrocities that man has done against man that I can't put it past us. I mean, millions of people killed millions of people during the Holocaust like it was nothing. And we we are dangerous because we will convince ourselves and tell ourselves whatever it is that we need. I mean, it's like you've got these public school, not trying to just follow, I'm not going to stay on one topic, but like you've got, you know, these people who are in the school boards and they're like, you know, the public school system, but they send their kids to private schools. It's like, bullshit. Like, you know something we don't know. Like, yeah, like I think there's kind of something to be said by that. Like, you've got in every single facet, there's something where it just seems there's something that we don't know. There's something not right. Something
Chris,
off,
I will, you know, I would not put it past us either. So, Chris, what do you think really happened? Says Sharon Poulos.
You know, Sharon, here's the thing about, we talk about reason, and then people say the issue with reason, you can reason yourself in and out of anything, and we can assume, and the problem with assume is you don't know. All I can say is we have something of that magnitude that's so whoa, and it's just, it lines up with like, oh, we'll put a face here, and we'll put that face everywhere, and we can convince everyone that he's the reason that this happened. Because I've seen that with Bill Cosby, I've seen it with Dave Chappelle, I've seen it with Mariah Carey. I've seen at some point, as point to
wait.
Dave Chappelle. Did we not all think that he did crack in Africa? Everyone at some point heard that.
I didn't hear that.
All right. Well, did you hear that Dave Chappelle went crazy?
Well, I mean,
what I'm saying is everyone at some point we thought that because that's what we were given and told.
In relation to the way a lot of people see things, yeah, he went. I don't want to say he went crazy, but you know, he I don't know. He had to go find himself and all that kind of stuff.
And every single person also believes that Michael Jackson did something with that kid when we have never really flat out heard from the kid. Yes, or we don't know.
We don't know.
But that's
he's
my
also
point.
Paid lots of millions of dollars.
But my point is, if we can get that on that scale, and that's just do with a kid, I believe it. If that's just I believe it. We're talking about, well, we kill a bunch of people. We can make everyone think. We can make anyone think whatever we want to make them. Like, this is what's going on in the world. Like, look at what they're selling.
I don't think that our government is competent enough. I don't think the people in our government.
All right, then I'm going to send this to you. I'm glad you just said that. So I watched this thing. It always comes. You know, when you look for questions, they may come to you. Be careful. This came to me. This is a real live deal commercial that was set back in the '60s. I remember seeing some commercials when they stopped and television would just turn off. Now you're talking about our government is not okay. That's what you said.
Subliminal messages and bringing down the towers are two different things.
Wait, brother. I'm not even on some. Again, I said the commercial that they showed. It's gonna show you the same one, dude, and then I'll just let you see it. Again, I believe what I see.
All right. So
I'll find it.
All right, sorry. I got more conspiracies to run by you. Conspiracies.
Go ahead, brother.
So, what about Sandy Hook?
What is that about?
Sandy Hook is where all the children were shot and killed, but there's a lot of people out there that believe that there was that never happened, and it was set up by the government, and they had crisis actors to get people scared so that they could take people's guns.
Dude, I don't know.
All right. Well,
here we go. Watch this. Back in the 60s. You should hold up so everyone can see it. They can read it. So everyone can see it. Let them see it. It's okay. So this is back in the 60s. Okay, boom. And we'll slow it down, way down for you. So they showed it. Boom. So this time, look for the hidden message. Oh, say it. Can you see? Like, they showed it first and it flew by. And then you see this. And they slow it down. You see... by the contrary. Now watch this.
No, I didn't catch it.
Keep going. They're going to show you. So what happens is they slow it down, and what they're going to show you is consume. Don't question the government. Like, these things that they're flat. This is literally what they were flashing on TV. Like, look at the words, and it's going to go right there.
Yeah, this is also a time when they thought this kind of stuff worked.
You said the government was not able, and all
I said the government's not smart enough to pull off 9/11.
And what I'm saying is that back in the 60s, if they're trying this back and you see it, well, why wouldn't someone be clever enough to pull off something?
Right. So
all the movies we see that everyone's like, wow, they did. Come on, dude. We're intelligent as shit.
Oh, come on.
What?
Sharon goes, but you're not answering my question. Tell me what you think happened. Okay. Did it happen at all, or what?
Did it? Well, clearly something happened, baby.
All right. So what happened? So what do you think happened? You don't. You're not sure. You just. It doesn't feel right to you.
Okay. So this is the thing. I can give you some random story that we could all laugh at because it seems so far fetched. But at the end of the day, something bad happened, and we're all sitting okay with saying it was Obama or Bin Laden. You know what I mean? And so it's like that. That's what we want. So what do I want to say? Okay, I would say this. I think it's kind of interesting that there's a lot of insurance policies that were changed. That one point that we're all of a sudden taking insurance out of an airplane hits your building. That's some of the stuff that I saw that we may have seen in those documentaries that were talking about it. And when I talk about money, and I think that money that's an avenue that I think people would kill for money. I see people do it all the time. We see what money can do for people.
All right, so you're not sure the details.
So
but you
all
just
I
think,
say, yeah, I think what do I think happened? I think that they flew some planes into the building. I thought that there was a big decoy. I thought there was money involved with it. Lots of money went somewhere. Lots of people collected was our insurance.
Was this like our George Bush and his administration? Were there people in our government that pulled this off? Who was it that pulled this off?
I mean, that's okay. So we can. I would say this, man, like, again, trying to just answer the question. There's so much to it. I feel like we needed a fall guy. They wanted to get Bin Laden, and they found a way to get Bin Laden. We could, we can do this.
Okay, so you don't think it was Bin Laden? Whatever it was, whoever it was not Bin Laden.
I think he was the fall guy. I think that's something that happened on American soil. I feel like we're so advanced. Like, how could something like that happen when we're so advanced? You can see stuff from way above, and we got... So again, what do I think happened? I think that we as Americans, somewhere down the line, someone who was involved, they can make a lot of money. There was a plan in place, and it's like we say, the wealthiest people.
So the plan wasn't to take down America or to hurt, to cripple the financial institution by
man, crazy. It's a payday like people couldn't believe and be out.
Next up,
sorry if I didn't. Again, but I'm back to her. Like, what do I think? I mean, I think that someone flew some planes in, and as a distraction, people died, and I think that people got a lot of money from it. And then we found the fall guy, and we said that, and everyone was like, "Yay!" And we're gonna back each other up, and then we just start doing the same thing again. We do this, we come together, we go apart. We come together, we go apart, and it's just another part of that ebb and flow.
Okay.
So,
All right. Next up on conspiracies, JFK.
I heard that it was one of the shooters that was in one of the drivers that did that. I've heard that recently. Someone tried to tell me that if you look closely at it, like, and they say Jackie O'Neill, like, they see how she turns, like, they were saying that it was one of the drivers just came in, took the gun, and pow. Just, I don't know. That's just something new I've heard.
All right, but you feel there's a conspiracy. It's not as simple as what they. Okay,
dude, people are dying and we don't know. Like, we don't really know this. You could. Oh, it's easy. To make fall guys. That's what I'm saying. I think it's easy for people to make fall guys.
But in my opinion, I think what it is that we can't. It's hard for us to grasp that just a crazy man can wander up into a book depository and get off a shot and bring down a leader of a free world. That there has to be a grand conspiracy. There may or may not be, but as far as I stand right now, it was what it was.
And that's the thing. So it's like we look at it like, so we're talking about one vigilante, like one person. I mean, okay, could be. I mean, I'm not denying it couldn't be. I just still stop and think there was one individual named Hitler, and he said some things, and a lot of other people agreed with him, and then they ran with it. So it's like, can anything really big that's like really big be done with just one person? Like, can change, like, without another that who knows about it?
Killing a person. One person.
Like, remember the snipers that were going over the snipe? It was two dudes that were sniping. Like, I don't know, man. I can't help it.
So every conspiracy out there, minus the Sandy Hook one, you think there is something else to so. There's actually alien parts at Area 51, alien technology.
I mean, again, dude, where there's smoke, there's fire. Maybe I believe in aliens. I had my little moment. Like, there's a place. Maybe there's a place. Maybe it's Area 51. I don't know.
Are you familiar with the movie The Long Kiss Goodnight?
No.
All right. So Robert Reep says it's an awesome movie. I have a feeling it has something to do with what you and I are talking about.
What do the people at home think that happened with 9/11?
What's that?
What do people at home think about what happened on 9/11? I'd like to hear that. What Cheryl thinks. Was her name Cheryl?
Sharon.
Sharon. I'm curious.
I watched it live. Sharon. Yeah. I watched it live.
Was you Sharon? You were in New York, like watching it live, or you were like watching it on TV? Because I remember watching it on TV too. Yeah, that's got to be scary as all get up. But go ahead. She watched it live and. I know she's typing. Okay.
So I'm trying to think. Here's the way I look at it. Mm-hmm. Maybe there was, maybe there, was, maybe there wasn't. When it comes to Kennedy, 9/11, whatever any of these things are. But for me to, I'm not going to waste any brain power on it. Mm-hmm. For people that get fixated on it, I think they've got, I don't know, they're searching for something, and all these grand conspiracies seem to fit their universal view. 9th Grand Bocasiego guitar class when it came over the TV. What is this? What'd you just send, Chris?
Oh, the little
the thing that we just played.
The thing we just played, so people could see it.
Okay.
I like sharing.
All right, man.
Here's the thing, man, and this is, I think, we can go about conspiracy theories or not. I think it's not a bad thing for people to not necessarily agree with whatever pill that someone is trying to sell you, whatever pill, whether it's the government, the TV. We in this life, you come and then we have our parents are trying to mold you, right? So they're trying to make you obey and like, hey, we're going to get you to conform to some degree, right? And then society does that. This is what you do. You do not do this. You do not do this. You do this, right? So there was a time where they're saying weed, bad. And I agreed with that. Bad, and got in fights with people, arguments, blah, blah, blah. Now suddenly it's legal over in California. Now it's legal here. And now suddenly it's going to be legal in Florida. And now if you have certain issues, we'll make it legal. So at that point, you stop and go, they made such a fuss, put so many people in jail for so long. And now, because there's money to be made, well, now it's okay. So I stop and I go, okay, so there's a little bit of hypocrisy there. There's a little bit of hypocrisy. That's
fine, but it's still not in the category of 9/11 was an inside job.
What I was saying is the idea of just thinking for yourselves. Like sometimes people are going to try to sell us a pill, and the example I gave was the pill of that being bad, and I agreed with that, but now I disagree. So it's like, wait a minute. So now I'm just starting to think it may not be a bad thing for us to question what someone is why do you want me to see that? Why?
Well, it's being covered live on multiple networks. It wasn't like it was just one photo that was given to us from 9/11. You had multiple angles, thousands of people that were right there.
In general, I'm saying in general, just
I knew people that were there.
You said conspiracy theories, and I said on conspiracy theories, it may not be a bad thing for people to think and question whatever is given to them. I wasn't just specifically speaking on 9/11. I'm saying in general, for people, for us going about our day, to sometimes when someone puts something in your face, it's not a bad thing to just not necessarily believe what someone says right away. Because it's just...
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
But it's been 15 years.
Okay, going back to 9/11, like, yeah, okay, we can talk about 9/11. Like, it's a tragedy no matter what. It was horrible. I want, nothing in me wants to be correct that it was for money. Nothing in me, everything in me wants to believe that it had to do with Al Qaeda and whatever else. Yeah, everything in me wants to. Yeah. I can't, but again, I can only say it's just like hijacked a plane, dude. Like, and we didn't know, like Zuckerberg. I don't know. I didn't know. You want to tell, how do you not, how, man?
But see, that's all conspiracy stuff. How could this happen? How? I mean, because I can't answer how, then it has to be some grand conspiracy that the government.
But this is what I'm saying. So back to it. So you want me to just agree with what you're telling me? If I can't figure out how, and none of my friends can know how, but suddenly you are the one person, the one source that knows how, so I need to just believe what you're telling me.
Well, with our intelligence, we do know. We do know that they were trying. They've been planning this for quite some time. And that they were able to pull it off. Matter of fact, I want to say there were supposed to be 5 or even more planes, and we stopped 1 or 2 of them.
And again, I'd like to hear that. Like, we go back to the conspiracy thought, and this is the bitch about reason. Like, wouldn't it make sense to say, well, there were a lot more, but we stopped them. We still got you guys. We still protect you. You still need us.
Sharon, I don't think Chris is not saying that 9/11 didn't happen. He just
it absolutely happened.
Yeah, he's not convinced that it happened the way that they say it happened. That Osama bin Laden, that this was a plan of Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda to bring down our.
I just don't know. And the problem is I've seen our own government, I've seen our own government do things that were questionable to people, to our brothers and sisters in this. So when I see that level of disregard to people on this, I think everything kind of stays the same. So if you're not going to care about people on this end, why would I think you care about people on that end? Which is why I go, I don't know.
Sharon goes, who hurt you? Why do you have so many trust issues? Why can't you believe anything?
I would say that life and everyone sees things that can get us to start questioning. You know, like if you see who hurt you, well, I was like, this kid was playing guitar or whatever he said, and it showed on TV. Like, whoa, that's what happened to me. The same thing that happened to everyone else. I'm enjoying my day and I'm seeing planes flying into a building and people covered in gray and running. Like, yeah, that's who hurt me, to answer your question.
He's not denying that that's real.
Yeah, that affected every single person, man. Yeah,
but that's a lot of Americans too. You know, that's a lot of Americans have that don't trust the government. And
I mean, do you think our government is sound and works perfectly?
No.
Well, therefore, then you would question some things that's very A plus B equals C. No. That's why I'm like,
I'm not questioning. I'm not.
I just don't agree with. I just can't agree with everything.
Running that simulation over and over and over in my brain, running those scenarios over and over and over in my brain, I cannot come to the conclusion that our government is, or any handful of people in our government are inept enough to pull something like that off and not get caught. The worst I could come up with, or the farthest I could go in my head, and granted, it's just my own head, is that somebody could have known along the way that this was about to go down and did not do anything about it because in their mind they could see that this would benefit them or their party or their wallets, you know, their bank account or whatever it was.
They were threatened not to, whatever.
But outside of that, you know, it's just there's just too many moving parts for there to be a conspiracy around 9/11 for me.
And I hear you, man. Like I said, I would love it to not be. I've just seen the thing work so.
So Sharon's got another question for you, Chris.
Go ahead.
Did you see Bush's face? Do you think that Bush was acting in that moment when they whispered to him at the school and he just stared? He just sat there and stared for, I don't remember how many minutes it was.
I would say that I don't necessarily believe, and many people agree with me, that the people of the president may necessarily have all the power and know every single thing before others do. There are people who put money into and backing up these people that are going into trying to be our president. So you don't really know, like sponsors, like these are sponsors, like they have a say, they want something to be said. We're giving you all this money, do that. So do I believe that he was shocked? Of course he was shocked. We were all shocked. Even if I think the people, if anyone knew, like they're still going to feel it, like people died. Like, I don't want you to think, Sharon, I don't want you to think that I don't think it happened. I'm not saying that I think Bush knew. I hear you. I'm just saying to you, Sharon, that I can't agree with everything that our government does, so I can't put it past us if something foul happened. I would hope it wasn't that way, but I'm just saying to you, Sharon, I've just seen enough go down that makes me be like, I don't know.
And like I said, in the end, I'm not wasting any brain power on it.
Yeah, the question was, what do I think happened? I'm like, I don't know.
So do I put it by my government, or was there a conspiracy of JFK? You know, if it comes out, we have some. Oh, wow. I'm not surprised, but I am not going to lose any sleep over any of these things.
All I know is that good people who come here talking about equality and peace and equality get killed. So you tell me how that makes sense. Jesus killed, Martin Luther King killed, Malcolm X killed, Gandhi killed. Like, they just get killed. Anyone talking about peace and they don't want us talking about that. Why is that? So like of course I question stuff, man. The good stuff gets killed for why? I don't know. John Lennon killed. Jeez, just peace, love, death.
I'm sure there's some people in the world that love peace that are still alive.
Yes, but I'm saying that sometimes there are some people out there that have bigger influences and they could really change the world. And I'm sorry, I just don't. Again, and the question is conspiracy theory. Why are these people getting killed? Let's talk about that, brother.
But that's how conspiracies start. You go at well, why would this? Why would you do this? How could this possibly happen? And then because of our lack of,
but we're talking about individual. You're talking about like, hey, there's aliens, then there's 9/11. We're talking about good people all saying the same thing, all being killed. Like not the same as 9/11, not the same as aliens. We're talking about the same theme. People who have influence and have a voice, who are talking about peace, at some point get killed. So who's doing that? And for
the
what?
Aliens?
Well put. We can put it to rest right there, my friend.
Thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show today. My name is Chris Fisher, along with Chris McCarty. You gigging it all tonight?
I am. I'm going to be at Kelly's in Dunedin at 7 o'clock. And I'll be at the Sugar Sands Festival tomorrow. I believe at 2 o'clock. Yeah, 2 o'clock tomorrow, Sugar Sands Festival.
Oh, so are you going to come? Are you going to come by here tomorrow?
I might not be able to, depending on time. So, but we'll try to do something live. You know, and here's another thing. Like, I hear you, man, Sharon. I know it's all crazy, Sharon, but I love you because you're sitting and watching and you care, and that's what I care most about. That you care. Awesome, and so do I. If
you don't believe in something, you'll
fall for anything.
Yeah, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. All right, have a great day. Thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show. All the likes and shares are very, very appreciated.
Very appreciated.
Be good to yourself. Be good to other people. Be kind. There's a couple of I'm going to have to write this down. Be the change is the one thing that I want to say every single day. Be the change. Instead of complaining about the world needs to change around you, you be the change you want to see in the world. And then lastly, let your crazy breathe. Mm-hmm. But don't forget, most importantly, coming from Sam, there you go.